What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 16 of the Houston Astros Out of the Park Baseball 26 series. We're here May 23rd, 2031. Midseason update here, or I guess a little bit before midseason. We're still pretty early, but we've run into a lot of adversity over the last couple days, I'd say. So you see the injuries here. It's not pretty, obviously, but we're 33-16, so we're still a good team. These injuries happened pretty recently, so we'll see if we can sustain this. But I guess the least dramatic is Jackson Merrill's been dealing with a strained bicep tendon. His throwing influence is moderate, so we're kind of forced to move him to DH, which is fine. We're playing Rainer Arias out in center field. He's not a great defender out there, but he's definitely fine. Definitely not as good as Merrill, but good enough. Pedro Beltran's missed a good amount of time. He went out for 3 weeks with a hamstring strain. He's obviously fragile, but he was off to an awesome start to the season. Tough to lose him. But then the big one, this one happened just a few days ago. Uchida goes down with another injury. Surgery to remove bone chips in his elbow. He's going to miss 6 months. So it's going to put him out for the rest of the season. And this is 2 lost seasons out of 4, essentially. He was, doing his thing. The ERA was a little high, but, the FIP is right in line with where he's been. BABIP a little higher than it's been in previous years. But, again, another lost season for Uchida. Really tough, man. We signed him. He was durable. You expect him to be out there every day, and it just hasn't really happened. When he's been out there, he's won 2 Cy Youngs in pretty, convincing fashion. 2 excellent seasons, then missed whole one in 2029, and now gonna miss most of 2031. Really unfortunate. Hopefully he can come back just as good, but you never know with this kind of stuff. Then Starlin Caba, who has kind of been in there every day for the last 3 years, hasn't really missed any time that I can remember. Broken hamate bone, which I don't know if it's gonna cause a big problem in this game, but 4 guys in real life, that injury can kind of be can kind of put you out for the season hitting wise. I don't think that'll happen in game, but it's a bad injury in real life for a hitter. And then Herman Ramirez, not a huge loss, but in 12 games this season he was playing really well. 140 WRC plus. Was kind of looking forward to seeing what he can bring. We called him up. I don't know, he made the opening day roster. But yeah, he's been out for 7 to 8. He's going to be out for 7 to 8 weeks. He's already missed about 4. So yeah, he was off to a good start though. It sucks to lose him. So where does that leave us? It's not pretty offensively. An already kind of weaker offense coming into the year, relative to last season, has kind of been reduced even further. So Cole Young has kind of been a disaster over at second base. Pretty low BABIP, but the walk rate's not really ticking up. He's been close to 10% throughout his career. Hasn't gotten there. The BABIP really low. You expect him to figure things out, but he's kind of been forced into part-time duty at this point. We'll get to Aaron Estrada. Jonathan Long, who we traded for this offseason, in the trade at the Padres, it also brought in Jack Showalter. He was kind of a disaster. We were giving him full playing time essentially, and wasn't really cutting it. So he's been moved to the bench. Ethan Salas is our backup catcher. Has been awful, but he's a good defender, so whatever. That's pretty much the injury stuff we've been dealing with. The rotation's been pretty healthy besides that. And we've had a lot of good stuff out of the rotation, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, we'll start with the offense here. Gary Costas only played 7 games, but he's been really good in them. Kind of a little bit of a savior. Aaron Estrada, man, if we didn't have him, I don't know where the hell we'd be. He got off to such a torrid start. On pace for 7 WAR. Been playing third base and actually been really good over there compared to where he was at second. So we're going to stick him there in the short term. He got off to a ripper of a start in March and April. He was awesome. May has been really good as well. Got a little bit of power that month or this month so far. On pace for 30 home runs, which he's already surpassed his career high that he set last year in 132 games. So really good stuff out of Estrada. Langford's bounced back in a big way. On pace for 7 WAR, 158 WRC plus, 175 OPS plus. This is more like it from Langford. So really happy to have him out there. Rainer Arias following up a really good season last year, doing the same thing this year. Really good stuff out of him. Jason Merrill, a bit of a step back from last season, the last 2 seasons where he was really good. I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll bounce back and figure things out here. The strikeout rate's been a little bit higher than usual. I think that'll come into place. But again, he's dealing with the injury. He's DHing. The WAR is probably not going to be great this season. Jeff Huffins, who's gotten a lot of playing time this season. I believe he made the opening day roster over like Coslett. He's been forced to play some outfield. He's fine. He's totally fine out there. Just our worst defender, but still a really good corner outfielder. Been about a league average bat. Definitely good stuff out of Huffins. No complaints with him. With the injury to Cabo, we've been forced to call up Mike Matskis. Former 5th round pick back in 2028, now 25 years old. Really good defender over at shortstop. I don't know what he's going to bring with the bat. I'm a little concerned, but he did hit in AAA this season. We'll see. If he gives us a good glove for 2 months, that's fine with me. Nesty Rosales, former scout and discovery back in 2026, 21 years old. Kind of shot through the minors the past couple seasons. You see, he played in rookie ball up until age 18, got pushed to A-ball in 2028 as an 18-year-old. Then played 2029 in A-ball and high A, killed that level, was put up a cumulative like over 5 WAR. Started 2029 in also got to AA that season and was really good at that level. Started 2030 in AA, played really well. AAA in 2030 wasn't as good, but this year in AAA was raking, so just a good time to call him up with some injuries in the infield. We'll see what he brings. He's 21 years old, definitely some potential to be a long-term second baseman for us. Jonathan Long, we talked about him. Drew Romo's taking a step back with the bat. Could be due to a low BABIP. The walk rate's down a little bit from the last couple of seasons. Not that he's a big walk guy, but if we get 3 WAR out of him, I'm fine with that. He doesn't need to be a 114 OPS plus guy, which he was last year. And, give me somewhere around 90. I'm good at that. Season's still early. Chirinev and Kula getting another shot here. I just don't think he has it. He's 26 years old, hasn't really developed. He's playing some first base for us right now, but I'm going to give him an extended look just to make sure he doesn't have it. I don't think he does, but we'll see. Cole Young, we talked about him. It's been a rough start to his Astros tenure. And Ethan Salas, is a backup catcher. He's fine. Other guys who have been up, actually not much to talk about besides the guys who are on the IL. Gonzalez hasn't been up, but actually playing pretty well in AAA. We got Bobby Skornsberg in AAA. He hasn't been great. Digo, a third base option potentially, but he hasn't really earned that at this point. Then the rotation with Uchida going out. Tim Lovett, who was really, really good in relief. We brought him just in for a spot start. I just felt like giving him a start, so we kind of threw him into a 6-man rotation, 1 trip around. Pitched 5 1/3, no runs. Really good start from him, and then went back to the bullpen. But now he's going to be in the rotation for the foreseeable future. Has been really good this season when he's been out there, mostly out of the bullpen. Logan Webb is going to have to shoulder a lot of the load that Uchida left. Now 34 years old. The ratings are starting to dip a little bit, but the results have still been really good. Just super, super consistent for us over the years. There's no real signs that he's going to, decline anytime soon. Noah Schultz has had a rough go of it. The walks up from last year, the home runs up from last year, the strikeouts a little bit down. He's had a couple of good starts in a row, so we're going to give him obviously some run, but a free agent after the season. We'll see what his future holds. Aiden Curry, super consistent as like a 4th or 5th starter. No complaints out of him. Pretty much doing what he's done the last 2 years. And Ricky Bustamante, kind of the big story here. He actually got off to a crazy good start. Let me say, maybe, okay, it wasn't a good start, but he's not walking anyone, which is crazy. It's not really in his profile currently. A few too many home runs, but the strikeouts have been there. His FIP minus is 79, and has really turned it on the last bunch of starts. See the walkout to strikeout to walk stuff is crazy. The home run's not horrible at this point. The reason I say the walks are kind of surprising is his current, according to our scout, is only 45 with his control. You'd expect him to be closer to 3.5 or at least 3 walks per 9. He's been well better than that. So I'm thinking our next scouting report, we're going to see this tick up a ton. A soft toss and lefty, kind of a throwback type of guy. Dude who can definitely eat some innings. And we've kind of taken his pitch count off. The training wheels are off for him. And really excited to see what Bustamante can be as our future potential ace. Definitely in the cards for him. The bullpen's been kind of a mixed bag. Kerkering, he got off to a pretty rough start. You can see the FIP is still inflated. It's pretty much due to the home runs. And I'm not worried about him. He should be fine, but yeah, just a bit of a rocky start for him. Mason Miller has gone through his ups and downs, especially at the start of the year. But a 30 FIP minus, just total BABIP unluckiness. 442 BABIP against him. Strikeout to walk stuff is crazy. Hasn't given up a home run yet in 16 innings. He should be just fine. April, didn't walk a single guy. 63 FIP minus, but wound up giving up 8 runs. Or not, maybe 9 runs in that month. Gregory Soto, a little bit of a rough start. Again, a guy with good FIP. Not really concerned about him. Should be fine. Danny Carpenter's got a little bit of run here due to some underperformance. He's been good in 6 innings. Really, really good. Cruz Schoolcraft's been solid to start the year. Danny Macarola is up with the team. He was dominating AAA, a 56 FIP minus, 2.12 ERA in 63 innings. Just wanted to get him a little bit of a go, see what we have in him. Now at age 26, don't know if he's going to reach this upside, but it's worth a shot. Dylan Floro, he might be at the end here. He's walking almost 6 guys per 9, striking out under 5. The results still haven't been bad. He doesn't give up any home runs. I'm going to give him a little bit more of a leash, but at 40 years old, it might be just about over for him. But a guy who's been on the team for a few years now. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And Zach Showalter, really solid start to his Astros tenure. Not striking out a ton of guys, walking a few too many, but not giving up any home runs, which is kind of what his profile would tell you. And maybe there's some room to tick up this stuff. I don't know. He's 27. This might just be who he is at this point, but definitely a good solid middle reliever with a ton of team control. Other guys who have been up on the pitching side, Wellington Herrera, noticeably not on this team. Just wanted a fresh arm, and a lot of the guys who we called up have been playing well. And I don't really trust Herrera long term. But he'll be up at some point again. Bob Schultz still hasn't been up. I don't think he's gonna work out. 26 years old now, just hasn't developed a ton. Juan Soto, in theory, a super exciting pitcher. But I just don't know if he's gonna reach this upside. Doesn't look like it. He's 28, but could still be a nice, triple A. Major League Quad A type guy. Now then, Pablo Torres is definitely a guy I want to get a shot this season. He's been in AAA the last couple of years and pitched well at that level. Definitely deserves a look at age 26 here. Dolander out with a rotator cuff injury. We probably throw him on the 60A, and then Taylor Rabe still has not been up. Jesus Ledesma kind of waiting in the wings here. He's almost ready. I'd like his overall to get up to 45, just tick this stuff up a little bit. But a former, top 20 prospect. Nah, he was actually never that high. He was at 42 at one point. But yeah, the prospect luster's fallen a little bit for him, but still playing really well in AAA. Only 20 years old, so no rush with him. Matt Scott also made the opening day roster. It just doesn't look like it's going to work out. Age 27, hasn't really developed. We gave him 8 run innings. I'd like to give him some more, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't really see it. Kyler Pierce, another guy who's approaching, former 5th round pick, pitching okay in AAA as a 21-year-old. See, Jimmy Rader, another one of our top prospect, number 17, has started the year in AA and has pitched really well. Could see a promotion here when I do my June call-ups and stuff. And that Jose Garcia, relief prospect, 21 years old, killing it in AA. Another guy who could be called up when we do our next round. Brandon King, 5th round pick, pitching really, really well in high A this season. Another guy who could be called up. Steve Askey, a 10th round pick last season, dominating at high A this season. Maybe a couple more starts, he'll get called up. We have some stuff in the wings. Raul Molina has struggled in his, first full season in A-ball. Not surprising. He's still pretty raw, but wanted to give him a shot at full season ball. Rusty McCormick, a 1st round pick last season. It's hit really well. Definitely going to be called up here. Probably just right now I'll do it. We have Rick Martino. He hasn't pitched yet, but he's down in rookie ball. Juan Escudero in Dominican League so far this year has played really well. So he kind of did the split season between rookie ball and Dominican League. Probably do the same this year. Maybe an outside chance of a call up to A-ball at the end of the season. So yeah, the farm system's thinning a little bit. We're down to 9th, but we still have some top end talent that's good and a good amount of depth with guys down here. Like David Montez, I'd like to give him a chance. I don't know if he's going to be a catcher, probably a DH. But if the bat can carry him, you never know. Maybe he can make things work. Ian Griffin, former 2nd round pick. I don't know if he's going to work out. He's down in A-ball. Eric Murphy, another guy I'm excited for. 25 years old. I don't know if he's going to develop. But we'll see how he does at AAA this year. Justin Franklin, God, what a sad story. I don't know if I mentioned this. He tore his UCL at the end of last season, I believe. So he's going to be out for 12 to 13 months. He's dealt with quite a few injuries at this point. Former 10th overall pick. Topped out at number 36 in the prospect rankings. Let's see, because he dealt with something else like right after we drafted him. Maybe not. Elbow strain in 2030. Okay, never mind. I lied. I thought he maybe just dealt with a lot of little things. But yeah, he's lost his stamina at this point. Has still pitched really well in the minors, so there's a chance like he works out as a reliever, but I don't think he's going to be a starter at this point. Maybe we can tick him up in the stamina, but I don't know if I want to put all my eggs in that basket. He might just be a good reliever. Even like a potential all-star closer type, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that's the kind of third of the season update. We'll be back and see how we're doing dealing with all these injuries. We'll be back probably around the draft, I'd imagine. Also, I should mention, because I kind of cut the last episode short with the off season and didn't really talk about what happened. We didn't do anything crazy. We kind of went over all the big moves at that point. Maybe this was... When was the Rule 5? It must have been January. Okay, yeah. We took this guy Todd Ward in the Rule 5 draft. Former second overall pick back in 2026. Hasn't really worked out for Los Angeles. He's 25 years old, kind of sitting in their minor leagues. Crushed in AAA last season. So I drafted him. He actually made the opening day roster. Played 9 games for me. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have gave up on him that quick, but I wound up releasing him back to the Angels. So we'll monitor his career if he ever turns into anything. Also, I did check in on the short list with the guy that I was following, Sam Davis. Looking like a pretty good player, but they have him stuck down in A-ball as a 23-year-old. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he works out better than who was the guy we took? Was it Skornsberg in that draft? No. Geez, he's not even our top prospect, so that's pretty bad. Oh my god, this is gonna bother the hell out of me. His third baseman. He's probably up in AA, I'd imagine. Yeah, Rob Schaefer. This is the guy we wound up taking over him in the first round that year. He's hitting well in AA. Probably good enough to play in AAA right now. I'm going to wait, though, because we might have a roadblock for him in AAA. But yeah, Sam Davis looking like he has a higher upside than Schaefer at this point. But anyway, that's just a little update. Runs scored. We've been one of the best offenses in the league. The pitching, not quite as good, and the defense has been surprisingly bad this season. A lot of that's actually due to Starling Caba not playing that well in the field. Only a 1.1 zone rating. He's usually at like 5 or so at this point. And he'll be out for a lot of the rest of the season. So maybe, the combination of Motzkis and Rosales over at second base can be better than what we were getting defensively. Kind of boost that up. Also doesn't help that we have Rainer Arias in center instead of Merrill. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about Gary. Yeah, I talked about Gary Koslett, but yeah, he's playing right field for me right now. And Edvin Kula is theoretically a really good first baseman defender. So hopefully the defense can improve. It's been pretty bad. But anyway, we will keep moving on. We'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, so we are back. It is June 7th. Astros are 41-21, so pretty good. We definitely held our own through this kind of rough stretch. Check out the schedule. Actually, we did really, really well. I shouldn't even. We wound up finishing the month of May 20-8. So we picked up like right here, 3-game sweep against the Rays, and then not a great series against the White Sox. Get swept, but we do wind up sweeping the Orioles. 500 or so ball, but that will definitely cut it when we finish out the month 20-8. So really good start to the season for the Astros. And we did just get back. I sent them on a rehab assignment. Pedro Beltran is back. So that's good to see. The revolving door in the bullpen is kind of figuring itself out. Juan Soto's come in and pitched really well in his last couple of games. Dylan Floro still hasn't improved, but that's fine. Wellington Herrera's come up and actually pitched well in a couple games. Danny Carpenter also has been really good. Matt Carolla did fall apart his last outing, gave 3 runs in an inning. So sent him down. Pablo Torres came up for a few games. Wasn't great, gave 3 runs in 3 innings, but just giving these guys kind of a shot, see what sticks. Offensively, it's been the Aaron Estrada show all year. And, everything else has pretty much stayed the same. Minus Jared Evankula. I freaking talk shit, and he has like one of the best runs of games you'll see. Let's see. We left off on the 23rd. He had a 2-8 game that day, and a bunch of multi-8 games. Had like, what is this? Crazy, like 10 hits in 4 games. Couple doubles, couple home runs. Five doubles, 2 home runs, drove in a bunch of runs. OPS, has shot up. We jumped in. He was at a 204 average up to 265. The OPS has gone from like 550 to 750 in just like 3 weeks or so, 2 weeks. So great stuff out of him. I don't know if he's a long-term piece, but looking pretty good right now, and we'll take it. Drew Romo's continue to improve. The young guys, Nesty Rosales, has been pretty rough with the glove, which is a little surprising, the 60 range. You'd hope he'd be a little bit better. But offensively, he's starting to turn things on. 13 games, about a league average bat. The defense just not good, though. For his stats for that, minus 1.8 zone rating in 13 games, not great. Then Mike Motzkis actually had a really, really awesome debut game. We called him up. Had 2 hits, home run, a triple. But besides that, hasn't done much offensively. We'll see. He's a good enough defender over at shortstop, theoretically. But might need to look to upgrade, or at least something to hold us over until Kaba gets back in about 2 months. Jackson Merrill, we were almost out of the woods with the injury. He was like a couple days from being back, and then now he has the old unknown recovery time thing. So, yeah, I don't know if I should IL him or just keep running him out there at DH. I mean, Arias is pretty much held his own out in center field, so I'm not too worried about it. He's also been tremendous offensively, by the way, a 340 average. I mean, just absolutely killing it. Defensively, we're our best defensive unit with Merrill in center, Arias in right, and then either Coslett or Huffins out in left. And Huffins has continued to play pretty decently. Gary Coslett, 17 games so far, has been awesome. We'll see if this sustains, but definitely has upside. So first year player draft combine is today. So I guess we can kind of look at what we have going here. We have, I assume, the last pick went to being 30, no comp picks. So guys are actually signing. That's awesome. At least it looks like it, but okay. I guess these guys just stayed the same. So the Twins jump from 5 to 1. Rangers fall from 1 to 4. Not a huge amount of jumpers though. So I wanted to look at the mock draft here. So John Farr expected to go number 1. Good high school player, but a high school player. Greg Rocker, really nice player, number 2. Justin Spears. Pat Knowles. We'll wind up probably somewhere, picking a bunch of these guys over here. We have 2 comp picks as well, so another chance to bring in a bunch of talent. They expect us to take Jordan Morris. Don't hate him. If he's in the combine, we can add him to the watch list. He's a high school guy. Joe Bush, not as big of a fan of him. Bill Edwards, power bat, first baseman, not really my type. Dylan Jones, if he was to fall, I wouldn't hate him. I'm starting to actually warm up to these contact guys, as long as they have a bit of an eye. I am warming up to them. Yeah, see, like this, the eye's not really good enough. Rafael Gomez, another one of those types. I guess we can add him to the watch list. Curtis Gilstrap, much more of my typical kind of guy. Good defender, at least has upside to grow, and a well-rounded bat. So Gilstrap we can add. He's not in the combine, though. Like Markward, really good bat. If he fell, I would definitely consider him. Chris Smith, always love a good catcher. This is honestly exactly my type for a catcher. If he fell, he would probably be my pick as of right now. Rich Mata, not bad. I mean, he's not in the combine. Sargusa, not much of a defensive player. The bat's not really good enough. Sean Warren, not really much of a defender either. He's not in the combine either. Josh Johnson, don't love him. George Peters, going a little farther down the list. I guess we got to scout someone, so George Peters, sure. I guess we could look at some of these high school guys. Ken Thornton. Yeah, none of these guys really stick out to me. like Eric Moulton enough. I could add him to the watch list. Dan Johnson's a pretty fun player. Looks like it's pretty hitter heavy, just looking at the top projected picks. As for the pipeline, I guess we can kind of just go see what's out here. A really good closer. I mean, I'm never opposed to a closer. He's not at the combine, though. I don't know where Kevin Horn's projected, but I really like him. Kevin Horn, is that his name? Kevin, okay, he's projected to go fourth. There was the first baseman, Justin Jimenez. He's projected to be a pretty early pick. Josh Michaelis. I don't see him anywhere. Unless I'm just completely missing it. Sure, if he's at the combine, I will definitely scout him. Ryan Ray is a fun player. Ryan Ray, I don't see him anywhere, so we can throw him a look. Really wish this Chris Smith guy would fall. Be sweet. Overall, not like a overly powerful draft. I don't see like John Farr. Is he's projected to go high? No, he's projected to go number one. Okay. Juan Rodriguez is a pretty nice pitcher. Justin Spears, one of the top picks. Number 3 overall projected. So probably won't fall to us here. Greg Cassidy, I like. Greg Cassidy, 16. I mean, that's worth a look. You never know. Maybe he falls. I would bet against it, but we'll see. A couple nice relievers. I do like these guys. Especially with some of those comp picks, man. It could definitely be worth it. Rocker projected to go number 2. Simpson, pretty undeveloped high school guy. They have number 14. I think he's worth looking at. Stafford, another one of these relievers. It's always good to have them. Jesus Canche. I don't remember seeing him. Yeah, I mean, he's not projected to go in the first round. It doesn't look. Love him. I mean, that's totally my type. Cantorio, impossible sign. Not worth looking at. We don't really have the money to make an impossible sign either. Maybe early in the save we might have. Higginbotham, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, he's 17. You can give him a look too. And we're kind of filling up here, so. John McNamara. Okay. Got to have one of those guys in the system. We really don't have one. Those home run, Joey Gallo builds. Although maybe a little bit more upside than Joey Gallo type. Okay, well, we're good there, I think. Jeff Phelps too, sure. Okay. So combine, we're not overworked or anything, so we'll sim ahead to the end of this. Let's see. Players drawing attention: Joel Barton, John Farr, obviously, Rafael Gomez. Low interest: Chris Harbaugh. Okay. Josh Gagney, Jesse Simpson, guy that I liked. Justin Jimenez. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna sim ahead with that. We win 5-0. Great start from Logan Webb. He's been great this season, and Kirkering continues to pitch well. And against old friend Michael Knorr, how's he been doing? It's like he made his first start of the year. We kind of beat him up. Yeah, his potential ratings finally fell after all these years. Yeah, hasn't really done much, but he's been with Texas. So, what trade was that? Because we did deal him. I was from Mackenzie Gore, and that worked out pretty well. He was a nice reliever for us in the second half. Went to Texas, an okay year. And so far with Seattle on a pretty sizable relief contract. I guess a swingman type, but he's been fine. Anyway, we're gonna be back probably for the draft. We'll pick up there. Okay, so we're back July 11th, time for the first year player draft. We finished June 15 and 11. So pretty solid month. And then so far in July, it's been a real struggle, 3-7. I just got swept by the Athletics in 4 games, so pretty brutal. Are dealing with one more injury to top on everything else. Actually, 2 more. Mason Miller out for the year, torn UCL. He's pretty much done at this point. We gave him $20 million for 2 years, and he provided about 37 innings. So not great. And I kind of saw that. I mean, I actually shouldn't say this, but very predictable outcome based on his injury history. Just had such a good 15 innings for us in the playoffs. Was great. So unfortunate, but that's just the way things go sometimes. So the bullpen even further weakened. And then Wyatt Langford out with a hamstring strain, went down a couple days ago. Such a big piece of this offense, and we're definitely going to miss him. We're 5th in runs scored, so the offense has taken a big step back. Defense has just been such an issue, though, man. One of the worst defensive teams in baseball. You go back to just even last year, we were the best defensive team. And, maybe some of that has to do with Neto leaving. I mean, he was a really good defender over at third. Haven't really been able to replace him. And then, obviously, Kaba, not as good defensively before he went out, and then obviously he's been out for 2 months at this point. So yeah, the Matskis experiment at shortstop really didn't work. We threw a dart, hoping maybe we can get something. 22 games, just nothing with the bat. Of 38 WRC plus, striking out 36% of the time, walking 1.5. I mean, just brutal stuff. And at shortstop defensively, it was like barely above average. So yeah, not great. Nesty Rosales actually threw him at shortstop for a little bit. The results were very bad defensively at second base and shortstop. And offensively, he really wasn't cutting it either. 235 average, 76 WRC plus. So that didn't work. So right now we have a kind of motley crew of Jaron Envincula over at first base against righties. Herman Ramirez is back, which is great. Has played in a few games since coming back. But then we have Cole Young, who's been a huge disappointment this year. We're paying him quite a bit next year, so a little tough to see this. The BABIP's still low. I still think he can turn things around, but he's going to start playing a little bit more, mostly out of necessity. And then Joe Guitar Gonzalez is going to throw another dart here at shortstop. At least he profiles as a good defender, and he's shown some stuff in the major leagues as a hitter. I mean, better than Matskis was. Yeah, we'll see what we get out of him. With the injury to Langford, called up Josh Leno. I had another option, kind of former international guy, Scout and Discovery, Juan Ramirez. Man, he's come along really nicely in our minor leagues. Been crushing it in AAA the last 2 seasons now. 21 years old. So he was the option, but I wound up going with Josh Leno. Just an older prospect, probably not nearly as good, but a former 6th round pick. Probably isn't a long-term piece for us, so I just like to get him a little bit of run and see what he's got, maybe boost his trade value. But he was hitting really well in AAA for his own right. Not like he was some slouch down there. A 140 WRC plus. And yeah, one of our draft picks, want to get those guys up in the majors. So yeah, it's pretty much a mess offensively. You feel pretty good about the top 3. Beltran's back, which is awesome. Arias has been great all year. Merrill has definitely turned things around. After a rough start, he's only played 50 games in the outfield out of 92, so did spend a lot of time as our DH. So the war is not really there, but he's turned things around after a so-so start to the year. Estrada continues to play really well. He's fallen off a little bit, but still been really good. Coslet's been awesome. Jeff Huffins has been awesome in a platoon role, kind of with Beltran and Coslet. He's kind of mixing in. I don't know why I've been playing every third. Should be for Coslet every third. Then we have, who else? Edvin Kula has cooled off for sure. So maybe I just need to shit talk him again. He'll turn things around. We'll see. Besides that, the bottom of the order is kind of a black hole, but we'll see. Romo slowly getting there. Definitely turn things around after a rough start. Pitching wise, Tim Levette's had a rough couple starts mixed in here. Overall, he's been fine as like our fifth starter. Logan Webb's been awesome, a godsend, considering what's happened with Uchida and like guys like Noah Schultz just kind of imploding this season. Been really rough for him after a really solid year last year. Tough to say. Maybe turn things around. Aiden Curry, also a godsend. He's been awesome. And Bustamante, it's been shaky in his rookie season here, but overall he's been just fine. Kerkering has struggled. The home run ball kind of killing him. The BABIP stuff kind of still killing him. We need him to turn things around because Soto's been really good after a rough start. Showalter's been awesome. Then, the only other real guy who's been up here the whole time has been Cruz Schoolcraft. The results have been really good and, about what he did last year. Pretty similar numbers. And then, like, Herrera's been up for a little bit. He's been good. Danny Carpenter's been awesome. He's kind of been promoted from that shuttle role where, he comes up for a couple games, send him down. He's kind of been promoted from that at this point. Probably going to be a mainstay here in the bullpen for quite a while. He's been incredible in 16 innings. Juan Soto, mixed bag, total mixed bag. I want to give him a little bit of more run, though. So he's probably going to be a guy who's going to stay up. And then Macarola has been really, really good since we recalled him. A bunch of scoreless games, ton of strikeouts. So honestly, this could totally be our bullpen going into the playoffs. And I really wouldn't be too upset. Maybe Soto, he's really got to prove himself. But I think the rest of these guys have kind of proven themselves to be capableரிலீவர்ஸ். Maybe there's room for one more high leverage guy, but I don't even know if that's really necessary. So, Cabo will be back in about a month. That'll be great. Langford probably be about the same timetable, maybe a little longer. Yeah, things are looking up. Okay, anyway, we have the first year player draft. We're picking 30th. Kind of already went over the pool, so we'll just jump right into it. Projected first pick was John Farr. Let's see if he winds up going here for Minnesota. They take Justin Spears, the pitcher. Fragile. A fragile high schooler? Yeah, that's crazy. Kevin Horn. Love this guy. Then John Farr finally goes off at number 3. Greg Rocker, a guy I really liked. Okay, so I know Dan Johnson was interesting. Jared North I liked. I think there was a shortstop that I really liked. I don't know if he went off. Steve Kimball, John Luce. I think he might still be there. And we have 3 picks here essentially in a row. So we can kind of go with what we want at whatever position. So we have kind of a choice of 3 guys. And I'm really leaning toward one of these relievers. Just to, it's probably our one weakness minus some bottom of the order stuff going on. But so John Michaelis was the guy I loved. Low work ethic dude. Now that we kind of found out about his personality. So, I'm not completely sold on him, but still an option. Dylan Jones. nice little player. Zachary Fox, good, well-rounded left-handed third baseman. Jordan Morris, like him. I don't know if we need a ton more outfielders. We're already kind of at a logjam. Andy Rickbach does wind up falling. He was a guy I think was projected to go pretty early. Never mind. Different guy. Let's kind of see who fell. Bobby Seitz, one of those guys. Chris Harbaugh, Bill Edwards, Ken Thornton. So Dylan Jones was one of the guys that I was targeting. Rob Wells, David Ertl. Yeah. George Peters, not much of a defender. Gabe Masterson, I like. And where did that catcher wind up going? Chris Smith. He was selected 7th, so yeah. Good pick for them, I think. Tony Dominguez, I mean, a really nice looking player. Wouldn't mind grabbing him here. Also, I love a good catcher. Gabe Masterson. Speed Demon is his nickname. I'm not sure where you got that, but Sargusa, not a defender. Just not necessarily going to dictate what I do here, but would like to see. Joe Bush was a guy I think I looked at. Curtis Gilstrap, totally one of my types. And I think I said that before, so a little redundant. Rob Sullivan, really like him, surprisingly. Durable. I mean, the defense needs some work, but I think he can make it as a third baseman. Offense looks pretty damn solid. Just these high school guys always just terrify me. Even, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, but our first round supplemental pick last year, who was Jeff Denmark. I mean, we draft the guy. He's a 65 potential type. Really solid across the board. All of a sudden, everything ticks down a little bit. Well, he's a 40 potential guy now, so it just sucks when it comes to the high school guys. John Jacobson, just checking down on him. He's been good. I don't know if he's ready for AAA yet, but our first round pick last year. Rusty McCormick's in a high A. Rick Martino still in rookie ball. Yeah, we had a ton of picks last year. Coker's a top 200 guy now. Not sure if I believe in him, but interesting. Okay, so back to the draft. Bobby Seitz, Chris Harbaugh. And they think Joe Bush. I don't hate him. Pat Hasselbeck. Rough personality. Josh Johnson. I still like him. And Sargusa. Yeah, not really a huge fan of any of them. It's like Michaelis. Can the baseball IQ kind of outweigh the low work ethic? He's also impossible, so never mind. Didn't even see that. All right, back to the sortable list. Let's figure this out here. Jason Cannon, really high floor. But this is like really the identical player to Jeff Huffins. I mean, can we compare those two? Yeah, I mean, potential-wise, it's like a mirror image. Pretty crazy. And Huffins has been a nice player, but I don't know if we need another one of those guys. Dylan Jones, I mean, I'm kind of leaning toward him. Again, kind of very similar to another guy we have in the org, in Nesty Rosales. Really, really similar player. Jones maybe just a little bit higher of upside, but I think Rosales might have had that upside too when we drafted him. So I mean, that's Jones. Ian Bloomstein, geez. Pat Fogarty. That rough eye kind of scares me a ton. Brian Lewis, Gabe Masterson. Yeah, I like Masterson. good defender. I mean, potential. I'm going to go with Gabe Masterson, I think. We're kind of running into it with Drew Romo here, going to be a free agent after the season. Wants the bag, and we can actually kind of afford it, which is interesting. What's coming off the books this offseason? Miller, Schultz, Kerkering, Romo, obviously, and then Soto. So, geez, I mean, we got some money to spend. It does get kind of ugly here in 2034, where we're at almost a $300 million payroll, as it projects right now. That always can change. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you cheat on Webb do, that could be an ugly year. So, my point is, Drew Romo, I don't know if he's going to be gone this offseason. Might be good to have a plan in place to replace him. And not that Masterson's going to be up this season, or if maybe he doesn't even work out. The floor is kind of low for a 22-year-old, but I'm going to go with him anyway. We haven't drafted a catcher this high yet. So we'll take Masterson there. Again, we have a pick, just a few. Who wound up going in those few picks before? Yeah, Peters is a nice player. Don't love his defense, though. And Chafee, he's okay. So I think I want to take that reliever with one of these two picks, just to make sure I get him. Yeah, I mean, it's such rich capital to just use on a reliever. I mean, if in the off chance we were able to develop a third pitch, it definitely is worth the pick. I don't know if that's likely. Just looking through some college guys. Really like Labandera. Good home run guy, control dude, kind of a soft tosser, but nothing wrong with that. So that was Mike Labanderia. Brian Stafford, another one of those relievers that I liked. I think we scouted him. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of what's out here. I think my favorite dudes are probably still Dylan Jones. I think I might just take a swing at him. Dylan Jones. Let's take him with the first one. And we have another pick, and I don't know if we want to do Labanderia. I mean, we've taken a lot of starters, or we're kind of going to be overloaded pretty soon with guys. Not that that's a bad problem to have, but it might be worth it. Just take Burke here. Do I think he's going to slip to the next round? I don't know. I'm not confident in that. The drafting gets really weird. Man. I roll the dice. I don't know. Do I like Labanderia that much to pass on the reliever? I think I might. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go. There's no way they take a reliever in the second round. Fuck it. I don't want to lose him. I'm taking him. And he's still there. Perfect. Cool. So we get to eat our cake too. That's excellent. In the second round, Labanderia. That's awesome. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so pretty good haul. You got Dylan Jones, Kevin Burke, the reliever, and then Labanderia at the end of the second round. And in the first round, we get the potential catcher, Gabe Masterson. I don't know if he'll work out, but it's worth a dart throw. Okay, so I'm going to go through the rest of the draft since that took a good amount of time. Yeah, we'll go off camera. We'll be back for the results in just a sec. All right, so we're going to go through the rest of the draft results. From a value perspective, we didn't make out amazing or anything, but I think we got a lot of good baseball players. We went over Masterson, Dylan Jones, Kevin Burke. We got Mike Labandera. We talked about him. And third round, we took Zachary Fox, a guy I was looking at in the second round. 19 years old, pretty well developed. We'll see if he works out. Brian Stafford, who took another reliever here in the fourth round. Want to get a bunch of these guys and, just build a sick, controllable bullpen. Xavier Brown, he had a $3 million demand. He slipped to the fifth round here, so I want to scooping him up. Really high contact guy. A lot like Rosales, who's been up with the team. Carlos Carrillo, we took another catcher here. This one not as good defensively, but has some upside at the bat. If we can improve the defense, maybe he's a long-term guy. Shane Lowry wound up falling to the seventh round. Just a really good ball player. College guy. The OSA loves his range. Our scout, not so much, but could be a decent little bat. Mitch Blosser, took him here in the eighth round. Could be a starter, maybe if the control ticks up. More likely a reliever, though. 18 years old. Randy Estrup, 17-year-old. Good upside, my type of pitcher. Took Leo Macias, 3-pitch guy, but good, excellent control. And good home run stuff. So another one of my types. Jorge Ordonez, another ground ball type. Pretty well developed. Does have low baseball IQ, but good dart throw in the 11th round. Kevin Muller, high school reliever in the 12th round. Took Daniel Hayes, another catcher here in the 13th round. Just want to get a bunch of these guys. Hayes is a little more interesting because he's a little more versatile than your typical catcher. Can play some corner outfield, so is a nice flex piece if he ever made the majors. Miles Melton, a really interesting reliever here. Soft throwing side armor who's an excellent home runs allowed guy. Really good control. Not much in the stuff department at this point at 18, but who knows? Maybe he works out. John Harris in the 15th round. Well-rounded high school guy. We'll see about him. Quinones, another one of these relievers. Pretty damn good one. 21 years old. He could probably start the year in A-ball. Although he's on loan, so we're going to take him off loan and add him to the Class A team. And I'll go do the rest of these guys too afterwards. Took another catcher here, more defensively minded, high school guy. Stash him in the lower minors for a little bit. John Carter, decently well-rounded high school bat, college bat. D. Domenico, Mike, dart throw here in the 19th round. And then 20th round, Jeremy Jones. Not a good defender, but has some tools with the bat. So pretty successful draft, I'd say. Pretty good haul with the 2 comp picks. Not quite as good as last year where we had 3 comp picks. But I think we've got pretty good value, or at least good ball players in the building. So I'll go fix the minor leagues. We'll keep moving forward, and we will be back very shortly. All right, so we're here at the All-Star break. Just want to make one little announcement. We did call up Erlin Dingo, who hasn't really hit that well at AAA this season, but the ratings are pretty decent. He's about a league average hitter. Nice defender over at third base. Can probably play some second base too. We wound up getting him in the deal for Kenny Gomez a few years back, who looks like his whatever prospect luster he may have had with us. He was pretty highly valued when we dealt him. Didn't play well for Colorado last year. So far this year was really bad for them. So we traded him in that deal, and Taj Bradley, who wound up pitching 24 games. It was pretty bad for them last season. We got Casanova in this deal too, who's in Double-A and playing well, and Kristen Argalis, who also in Double-A and also playing pretty well this season. So gonna be a pretty good deal. We now have a guy from that deal who's made up to the majors. Hasn't played a game yet, but I also wanted to say Josh Leno. The reason I brought him in, called him up. One of the reasons is playing at first base, but his platoon splits are pretty wild, and he's kind of an elite hitter against lefties. So really good platoon bat to have in there. So just another little update on him. He's played 2 games so far. We have the All-Star teams. So Uchida winds up making it. Unfortunately, is out, but pitched 10 games and was good enough to make the All-Star team. No other starters for us. I'm a little surprised that Logan Webb didn't make it, or even Aiden Curry, who's been awesome this season. But I mean, whatever. You can't have all-stars every year at every position. Cruz Schoolcraft makes it. Having a really good first half. No surprise there. He's on pace to pitch 88 innings, which is he pitched 83 last year. So truly like a throwback long reliever type. He makes the All-Star team, his first in his career at age 24. Age 24. Cool story there. Aaron Estrada makes his first All-Star team. Well-deserved. He's had a great first half, although he's tailed off a little bit. But that's why All-Star teams are kind of bullshit. Because, I don't know, if you could have a great season, but if you don't have a good first half, you're not making the All-Star team. So always thought that was weird that that's like considered a real accolade. It's more of just like, oh, cool, he had a good first half. Nice. Yeah, he fell off a little bit in June. So far in July has been a little bit better, but great first half from him. Well-deserved. Obviously, no one else in the infield. We do have Zach Neto for Toronto. Great little season for him. Bouncing back after a middling year last year. Definitely much better this season. Yeah, they got him on kind of a bargain. We just didn't have any money really to spend, and I didn't want to give him a 7-year deal, quite frankly, but we'll see how that ages. He's been a good player this season. Pedro Beltran makes it out in left field despite missing a bunch of time. 62 games was enough. 1.7 WAR. Good season for him. Kevin Alvarez, old friend of ours, dealt him to Texas a few years back now. I just kind of had a log jam, and I was kind of not really taking victory laps when he went over to Texas and wasn't good. I mean, his BABIP was well under 100 on the year, or under 200 that year. But negative 2.1 WAR. Last year wasn't amazing for him, but this year has truly broken out, and it's good to see. We obviously traded him in the Langford deal way back, so I mean that's worked out for both sides, it seems, now that Alvarez has gotten on track. Also give Tony Nava in that deal. He's turned into a pretty good prospect for them. I don't think he was quite this good. I don't know. He was just a low-level guy. He's only 20. So it was kind of a dart throw for them. Looks like it's working out pretty well. They got Valdez in that deal, who hasn't been up in the majors yet this year. Wasn't very good. Ty Brackbill, he's with Philadelphia now. And Salvador Arteaga, who is another one of these dart throws that we gave them. Still got a long way to go. He's 21. Don't know if he'll make it. But again, pretty good deal for them. A good return. They get Kevin Alvarez, who's an all-star now. We also had Langford as an all-star, so pretty happy with that. Everson Pereira makes it. Good for him. He's been a decent player in the save. And then Rainer Arias, obviously, who's having a spectacular year once again. Would probably have more WAR if he wasn't playing center field. He's always been a really good defensive right fielder. So in center field, he was more below average, but yeah, still a really good year for him. Those are your all-stars. The lineup, not really looking any better than it was. We have Ramirez in here, Young, Gonzalez. Gonzalez has played well for what it's worth in 7 games. Give us a little bit of stability, but we have Leno platooning a little bit. Huffins is platooning. He's been good on that weak side. Also mixing in a bit against righties as well. But yeah, he's been much, much better against lefties than righties. So trying to limit his usage. I'm curious how Koslit's doing splits-wise. He's kind of taken over full-time. He's been dominating lefties, not so much against righties. So, when we dealt Alvarez, it was kind of like, Kevin Alvarez. Kind of like, we're going to have a lot of lefty outfielders. We actually only have Beltran, really, and he's not even playing the outfield. He's been mostly at first base this season. And Huffin's also been at first base. So we don't have a ton of outfield lefties. And then also Juan Ramirez is a righty. Josh Leno's a righty. So just interesting how that all played out. Maybe in hindsight, we would have dealt one of I don't know if Huffins was necessarily at that level, but maybe in hindsight we should have dealt Coslet. But I'm happy with how that turned out. Yeah, we're at the All-Star break, so we'll keep moving forward. As far as trade deadline, I don't know really what's out there. I did look a few days ago. There wasn't a ton. There's still not a ton. Andrew Painter would be great, but he's out for the year. Blake Mitchell is a good defensive catcher, I guess, but I don't know if we need a backup catcher. Colson Montgomery would be really cool to bring in. He's a free agent after the year, a lefty bat. We could definitely use that. And definitely a capable defensive second baseman in theory. So I actually really, really like that. I might look to make a deal right now. They want some real prospect capital here, so we might have to wait this one out. But he's a free agent after the year, so like they probably shouldn't be asking for that much. I wonder if like we threw in, I don't know. I mean, this might not be a bad time to deal a guy like Juan Ramirez, who I really like, but I just don't know if he has a spot or he will have a spot anytime soon. And he can definitely move the needle on this. Lantigua I'd like to keep just because he's a good defensive shortstop in theory. Motskis, same story with him. I mean, Cole Young, do we just pull the plug on this? Probably not a bad idea. He's not a good defensive player, clearly. I thought he'd be better moving to second base. He hasn't been. And just a little bit redundant with like Rosales and Advincula, who I don't love Advincula, but, just a little bit redundant with those guys. Like we could actually get this done with a pretty light package. We don't even need to give up Ramirez. We can save him for a bigger deal, which would be great. Oh, I also signed Luis Garcia to a minor league deal a couple days ago. Another option in the infield. Ian Griffin's a top 200 guy. Don't really want to give up on him, even if our scout doesn't think that highly of him anymore. Yeah, we can definitely make this work. Jackson Sanders, former 13th round pick. I mean, like Cole Young's a nice dart throw. He's under control for another season. Pretty cheap if they think they can turn him around. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw in Jackson Sanders. I think that's pretty fair value for a guy who's going to be a free agent. I assume they don't plan on re-signing him. So this would slot Montgomery into third or second, which is kind of our weak spot right now. I mean, Cole Young, he's there. Herman Ramirez is a nice platoon guy. Don't really trust him every day. So we can take Ramirez out, put Montgomery in at third or second. I guess it's kind of a lateral move. You just replace Montgomery with Young. And I don't know, how are his splits? He's a little better against righties, but he's capable enough against lefties. He's had a good season. Doesn't really have a track record in the majors, though, which is always kind of something I look for, because you can look at ratings all you want, but at some point, like, you just have to play well. Has one full season where he was above league average, and that was his second year at age 24. Last year was okay. This year, maybe putting stuff together. I mean, maybe just horrible BABIP luck his entire career, but that's not likely. I think it's worth a shot. I mean, for that price, we get off of Young's money. I mean, it's not a ton of money or anything, but we do get off of it. We can get them to eat a bit of this, or we basically break even salary wise this season. So I actually like this. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this. I mean, Young, I like him, but it just hasn't really worked out. So yeah, let's pull the trigger on that. Why not? So we bring in Colson Montgomery, who, again, not the superstar guy you'd want to get in here, but capable player, at least. So he doesn't really know second base. That's the only concern. Do I want to prioritize him at second or third? I like how Estrada's played at third this season defensively. He's been much better than at second base. So I think I'd rather have Montgomery learn second base first. And Estrada's also DHing against righties, just kind of how things played out at this moment. We don't even have to really have Montgomery play. He can back up shortstop. He hasn't been atrocious there this season. Yeah, I like that. And maybe we can have like Montgomery back up third when he needs to, just to learn that position a little bit. Yeah, just adds a little bit of depth to the lineup. I actually like that deal a lot. So, in the rotation, I think we're gonna have to roll with what we have, unless it, do we deal Noah Schultz? I don't know what his value looks like right now. He's a free agent after the season, which is the reason that I would trade him. Just kind of looking forward. We have guys coming, so I don't think he's gonna be a guy we look to re-sign. Especially at his assumed asking price, which I'm guessing is over $20 million a year. Yeah, 4 years. I mean, it's not a crazy deal. I might actually go for that, but he's got to show me something in the second half here. I'm looking for like controllable relievers. Not really seeing much kind of prospect junk. This guy, Nishimura, is still hanging around somehow. They finally kind of gave up on him last year, although he was above league average. Just one of the most interesting builds you'll ever see. Honestly, not a horrible career. The first year was brutally bad, but besides that, I mean, he hasn't been awful. Depending on what you value. Yeah, we're going to hold tight for the moment, but as we approach later July, maybe something will come up for a reliever, or maybe a starter, or a Schultz trade potentially. I don't think that's likely, but yeah, we're going to keep moving forward. We'll come back in just a little bit. Yeah, it actually completely didn't cross my mind that I forgot to mention Dylan Floro. He's not in this team anymore. We wound up dealing him to the Mets a couple weeks back. He was just not cutting it. 3.3 Ks per 9, 4.3 walks per 9. And we wound up getting this guy Travis Barber in return. Interesting little utility type player. I don't know if he's a major league guy, but yeah, he's in AAA for us. So we dealt Dylan Floro. And I think they ate all of the contract that was left, or maybe they ate none of it. I don't know. Yeah, I think they ate all of the contract. $2 million, whatever. It was nothing, but yeah, there's one kind of big thing that I'm waiting on. It's Cruz Schoolcraft. He has an elbow injury that's pending. He just got it yesterday. He's been so good for us. And while I'm looking for like trades, like, is Schoolcraft going to be available or is he not? I don't actually exactly know. Because I don't want to add another guy here and it doesn't give us any flexibility. I guess we still have Macarola, Soto, and Carpenter all have options. All those guys I kind of want to give some run. And then Taylor Rabe, another guy, he's just up here, needed a fresh arm. He wanted pitching in the game, though. I have this trade lined up for Sam Henches from the Mets as well. I mean, they're basically taking all the money that he's owed. We have to go Hector Carmona, who the OSA likes a little bit more than my scout. I might just go ahead and do this because I have a feeling the Schoolcraft news isn't going to be good, and I don't want to be left hanging. Deadline's tomorrow, so it's like kind of got to do this now. So I'm going to go ahead and make this trade. They're eating all $10 million of his deal. Worst case, we cut Henches and we lost a decent dart throw of a prospect. So we could send down Rabe. He finally made his MLB debut after a few years, sitting in like our top 20 prospects. So we'll add Henches. Hopefully a decent pickup. We'll see. And hopefully we hear something from Schoolcraft, and we don't. So we will have to wait on that. We win 3-0 against the Athletics. Colson Montgomery, by the way, 12 games. He's been awesome. 179 WRC plus. Yeah, so far so good with him. The defense coming along over at second base. The numbers haven't been great, but at least not knowing the position and having a negative 1.3 zone rating is already better than what we were getting with everyone else defensively. Yeah, besides that, like Bustamante, definitely feel good about where he's going. He's been on a nice little track. Had a rough start here, but besides that, he's been good. Soto, Kirkring, Showalter. I feel good about those guys in the back end. And yeah, Cabo will be back in a week, so I'm not really in a rush to make a move for a shortstop. Gonzalez has at least gave us replacement level production for a couple of weeks, and that's more than we could have asked for out of him. And it was better than we were getting from other guys. Like we had Herman Ramirez playing shortstop. It's just not ideal where we've been, but Caba coming back, this will be big. And then Langford will be back in a few weeks. His lineup will just deepen a little bit more, and I think we're in pretty good position for the playoffs if our defense continues to improve, which looks like it's gotten a little bit better. Montgomery, once he learns second base, will be better theoretically there. And getting Caba back at shortstop will be huge because we've tried a lot of guys out there who shouldn't be playing that position. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. Yeah, we'll see with Schoolcraft. I mean, if we lose him, I mean, it's a big loss, but it's not like catastrophic like maybe Uchida was, although we actually played just fine without him. In July, we got off to that brutal start, 3-7. Brutal by our standards. We've gone 13-3 since. So the month of July is looking really good. We're on a good track. And yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you guys in episode 17 for hopefully a little bit of a playoff run. The Angels, 13 games back of us. So the division looks pretty good. I'll probably wind up, resting guys as we get toward the end here. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.